Alright guys, we're back and we're going to do the deck analysis for Sky and Scale. Now this deck is very difficult to build, very difficult to play, and absolutely and utterly sucks. If you are looking for a good deck to play, don't look any further, because it's not this one. So I mean, go find one of the other decks that I've done deck analysis for. Okay, so here's the problem with the deck. The deck will, if you open with 3 or less lands, not draw lands until turn 6. If you draw 4 lands in your opening hand, you draw 6 in a row. Now that's just the rough average I've got. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. But it's almost consistently done that way. I don't know what it is about this deck, but I have played 2 hours of games where I have drawn opening with 2 or 3 lands and have drawn none until turn 6. And opening with 4 lands and drawing nothing but lands and having 12 on turn 12. So, I don't know what it is, but let's go ahead and go through the deck. So we'll start off with the 4 Terramorphic Expanses because they're actually useful in this deck because of Groundswell. It's an instant that gets +1 or +2/+2 or +4/+4 with a landfall. So it works good with the Terramorphic Expanses because you can save them during your opponent's turn and Groundswell will still hit for 4. So that's a nice function. I do play the Groundswell. I do like the combat trick because there really aren't, your creatures aren't big, and that's a good way to deal with the bigger creatures. Pongify, I don't play because I'm not a fan of destroying something and giving your opponent a creature. Now, yes and no. It is cool. I don't know. We might keep it in. It's one of those cards that's up in the air for me because I don't like giving my opponent a creature, especially because like the ideal time for a 1 mana cost card is early, but I guess it can be used late, and it gives us another kill card. So maybe I'll leave those in. The Coiling Oracle, in this deck almost never hits land. It might just be me, but I think I hit 1 out of every 10 maybe. Which it shouldn't be that low, it should be a lot higher, and they should be played. The Gaia's Skyfolk I'm playing because I like the whole low mana cost infiltrator type deal. That's why I play the Groundswells. Same thing with the infiltrators. You know, I do like the 2 mana 2/2 that's unblockable, and then you put something like the Quest on it, and the Quest makes it better. The Quest only has to hit 1 counter to function, so it kind of makes your creatures unblockable until they feel like they need to deal with it, or they can deal with it. Regrowth is good to play because it brings back some of the more important cards that are later on. Same thing with the Vidalcan Heretic. It's a good card because if they don't block it, you draw cards, and if they do block it, then he dies. No, but you have where are they? The lieges, the 1 liege, to make it annoying, but I like it nonetheless. Claustrophobia is a good way to deal with creatures. I don't think we need 3 in here if we're playing the Pongifies, because a creature can still have activated abilities used that aren't tap abilities. But lower scale Coddle should definitely be played. Whenever you draw a card, you can put a +1/+1 counter on it. It functions really well with some of the other cards, the other 3 costs in the deck. It's really good. This guy I'm kind of up in the air with as well. I like the double abilities. I like the life gain. I like the bounce because you can use it on your own creatures and reuse them. And I like that it doesn't have a set color. But I don't. It's not good enough. Snake Form is definitely going to stay in. It turns a creature into a 1/1. They lose all their abilities. It's a good way. It's another combat trick. It's instant. You draw a card, and you can use it on things like the Elder Scale Worm that apparently beats me, faceless. But yeah. So Trigon Predator deals combat damage to a player. You may destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. Definitely worth playing, because if you can get him off against the enchantment deck, you're going to win, and it's good just to have something in there to deal with them. The Winged Coddle, Flash, Death Touch, Flying, it's a kill card, basically, that can be responded to a little bit more easily, but still a kill card, so you should probably play them. Wistful Selkie? What the? Look at that thing. Ugh. I have nightmares about that thing tonight. But anyway, enters the battlefield, draw a card. It works well with the Coddles, and it's 2 mana, and you can search it up, and it functions well with some of the other cards later on in the deck, so I keep it in there. The Assault Zephlid, I'm going to keep in here because I do like the flying aspect. The flying trample would get in for the last bit of damage, and it gives something for Groundswell to target a little bit better. Mystic Snake's a counter spell of Flash, so you can counter or you can flash in to kill a low cost creature. Omnibian, I don't like because of the double green cost. It's very hard to get double green in this deck for some reason. And then on top of that, it actually has to tap to make a target creature a 3/3. It still retains all their abilities, so it's just kind of, I don't know. I don't like it. It's one of those cards that is probably debatable and worth keeping in, but at the same time, it's just, I mean, it's nice to be used against Garrick, but terrible against every aggressive deck. The Simic Ragworm is a 4 mana 3/3 that has untap. I don't like it. I mean, it's just, Sower is the last card that we unlocked. Sower of Temptation. Gain control of target creature as long as you control Sower. Or as long as Sower is on the battlefield. You don't actually have to control it. They can take control of it and you can still keep it. So, Sower's good. Very solid. The Acidic Slime I play one of to search up with the, this guy. Mommer Vig. This is the same reason I play this guy over here is because of the Mommer. It's really good, but just to have the one of to search up, it's just definitely worth it. Aether Mutation, I was playing only a one of. I feel like 2 of is a lot better in this, because there were a lot of times where I went, wow, if I drew the Aether Mutation, I would actually stand a chance in this game. So we're going to add one more. We might even pull the 3rd one back in here. But I mean, it's just because it's a bounce. It's not because it costs 5 mana is the reason I don't want to play it. Because I really don't want this to have a high mana cost. So, Inks enters the battlefield, destroy an artifact or enchantment. We already have enough of those. The Metoic Slime dies, you put out 2 green oozes. Here's my logic behind this. Is you don't have anything to kill it. You don't have any reason to get the tokens except to overwhelm, and you don't have, I mean, you don't have anything to pump them. They're just 2/2 tokens or 1/1 tokens. They're just chump block. So I don't like that in this deck. I don't feel like it fits in at all. Mommer Vig. Now, whenever you cast a green spell, you search your library for a creature and put it on top of your library. And when you cast a blue spell, you reveal the top card of your library and put it. If it's a creature, you put it into your hand. He's absolutely amazing in this. Gets you some ridiculous advantage, and when he actually functions right, you should make it so, or he can make it so that you can just drop your entire deck really quickly. Merkfield Liege, he's the Liege. You should play him. Not to mention the fact that he untaps during your opponent's untap step as well. Every creature you have does. So, Overbeing of Myth works really well with the lower scale Coddles, and it's awesome card advantage, so I play both of them. The Draining Well Flash is nice, counterspell, but at the same time, it's got a very high mana cost, and that's really not what this deck is about, which is probably what a lot of people are going to try and play. Fable the Wolf and Owl is really cool. I had it in here for a long time. It's a really solid card. Whenever you cast a green spell or a blue spell, You put out a 2/2 wolf if it's green, or a 1/1 if it's blue. And with the right synergy, you know this is a really solid card. Just far too often, it doesn't come down to your tokens. You know, if someone's been able to deal with you until turn 6, you're probably going to lose the game. I mean, if you're ahead in turn 6, this is just going to get you further ahead. It's kind of that type of feel for me. Let's put these last ones in here because they're bugging me. Let's go to Multani. Shroud is nice, but at the same time, he can be chump blocked, and he has a very high mana cost, so I don't play him. That's going to be basically the reasoning for most of the rest of the cards that I take out. Draw a card for each creature target player controls, and draw one for each one another player controls. Same reason, high mana cost. This would be good in a arch enemy type feel, but again, outside of that, just not really there. Protein Hulk, I don't play, and I mean, it's good, he's awesome, I love him. It's just, again, you don't have any way to get rid of your creatures. You have bounce for your creatures, but there's no kill. I mean, unless you want to use the... Ooh, I didn't think about that before. I guess we do have 2 kill cards in our deck. The Pongifies. Now, if we target it with that, it'll be worthwhile. But, I mean, that's such a bad combo. It really is terrible. Especially since it's just convert mana cost 6. That'll give us that guy, and there's no 1 mana cost thing to grab, so it'll get us 1 5-drop. So I don't think it's worth it. I only play 1 Simic because, again, you can search them up, and so it's like playing 2 Simics, and you really have no way to excel up to 7. And with as inconsistent as the mana is, if you don't start with 4 lands in your hand, you are not going to drop him on turn 7 when you want to. Gigantomancer, just way too much mana. Tidespell Tyrant, way too much mana. And these would be good if they weren't so much mana. So, we need 4 more cards to get rid of. What are we going to drop? Well, now that we have the Sower, I don't think I need 3 of those. We have a lot of 5-drops. A lot of 5-drops. And that's just very unsettling. But really don't want to cut any more of those. 3 cards. I don't know. At this point, it's just like, which bad card do you cut? Because, I mean, the entire deck just isn't very good. There are things you can do. Like I said, you can play these with these, and actually stand a chance, you know, by making your creatures 3/3s, and then you can play things like the Protein Hulk to grab things like that, and then the Gigantomancer. But it's just, you're playing blue-green tokens. If you want to play tokens, just play Celestia, or play the Golgari deck and make it tokens. It's better than this. So, what doesn't fit into our goals? This is strictly a utility card, and we have the Trigon Predator. They can be searched up, but I feel like a 1-of is just too important. 3 more cards. What would we get rid of? I feel like this guy's never going to hit anybody. I mean, when he does, you're going to be way, way, way ahead. And he actually fits in with a lower scale type feel. But he really shouldn't hit anybody. I don't know. I don't know. Now that we have the Sower, I think we can cut the Aether Mutation. Just because it's the same thing, we can search it up, it's more reliable. And it doesn't cost so much, and that cuts down the 5 cost. It gets the curve a little bit more where I want it to be. I don't feel good about that one though. One more card. We have a lot of creatures. I should cut a creature. And this one probably doesn't fit into the goal as well as he should. So, I think that'll be the deck. Again, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know if I built it right. Just kind of, what I looked at and saw is good, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, because I really want to hear feedback on this deck, because, again, it's not my style at all. I mean, it's nowhere near my style, and the difficulty level on this deck to play it properly is very, very high. So, I'd like to get some feedback on this especially, so let's go ahead and go through it. 4 Terramorphic Expanse, 2 Groundswell, 2 Pongify, 4 Coiling Oracles, 3 Gaia's Skyfolk, 2 Jessian Infiltrators, 1 Quest for the Gemblades, 1 Regrowth, 1 Vidalcan Heretic, 2 Claustrophobia, 3 Lower Scale Coddles, 1 Snake Form, 1 Trigon Predator, 2 Winged Coddles, 1 Wistful Selkie, which is the most terrifying looking thing in the world, 1 Assault Zephlid, 1 Mystic Snake, 1 Sower, 1 Acidic Slime, 1 Marmor Vig, 1 Murkfield Liege, 2 Overbeings of Myth, and a Simic the Sky Swallower. So going through this, I also see the problem that there are a lot of 1-ofs and 2-ofs in the deck. There's not a lot of consistency when it comes to anything past 3 mana. Everything is a 1-of or a 2-of, which is another reason it makes it very difficult to play this deck, is because you really aren't going to see the big drop you want to see late game. If there was another Liege, or another Murmur, or anything like that, it would be a lot better. But so that's what I'm playing. Let me know what you guys think. I really want to know, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, guys.